Hello, I guess I will go ahead and explain a little bit. The radiator. While I'm kind of waiting for some parts to come in, it turns out that I made the silly mistake of was using LS style injectors on here, and I'm going to have to go ahead and rewire to the S2 Nissan injector plugs. But this is a CX Racing aluminum radiator. They're very easy to find. They're not very much money at all. This is just a mask and spray of the shield, which was just done very simply with a template that I made for myself out of some cardboard and a little bit of spray paint. So there is going to be some shielding in there in order to help maintain air velocity rather than losing it. This was a very beat up bumper, which it may not look like it now, but I bought it for $50, which is why I've kind of left it mostly rough, because I will work on it further when I go ahead and actually work on the car. They do include this little like swirl pot here. Radiator cap seems like it's okay. It's not fantastic. I may eventually replace that, but as long as it works, it's fine. Now they do supply pipe work. Because this is actually an LS swap radiator, you will have to do a little bit of modification through. I mean, I had some existing hoses that I kind of hacked together to make things work coupler wise. I have had little bits of leaks from the hoses because stuff's still not lined up like 100%. But bang for the buck, as far as like a V-mount radiator goes, it's actually a pretty good deal. And I don't anticipate this lasting forever, but it is a good option as far as if you're just looking to replace your stock radiator. The only reason I cut out this whole center section right here is because I'm going to replace it with like a structural bar that interconnects possibly with the actual strut towers at some point, just to kind of strengthen everything and prevent there being a lot of flex right here. But because I was going with a sheet metal intake manifold, I kind of wanted to do the intake tube coming off right here and then going into the nose in order to pull a lot cooler air. But anyways, there's really nothing special about it other than it's a nice, inexpensive aluminum radiator that they make. It's, like I said, it's for LS swapping. It's not really for VH45, but you could use it for other swap options. I simply have my wiring down here marked because I have an old Mishimoto fan setup on it, which I haven't really had a chance to test. But yeah, there's a lot of fabricating when it comes to, you're just going to have to sort of hack some things together and see what works, because I believe I had described it or in an earlier video, specifically my Q&A. There is a lot of problem solving that goes into the swap. There's not a whole lot of stuff that's ready-made. The ready-made stuff is mostly, specifically for the 300ZX, is mostly made by Eric at Performance VH. And he does a fantastic job, but he's not necessarily the end-all, be-all source when it comes to VH45 parts. Just simply because he doesn't have everything, and he can't supply everything. He'd love to supply everything that you would ever need, but unfortunately, he's kind of like me in that he has a car that he works on himself, and he doesn't have unlimited space in order to stock stuff. So just know going in, as a lot of you who have been watching either have known people that had VH45 swaps or are working on VH45 swaps, that it's not just a ready-made swap. It is something that you kind of have to noodle yourself. You'll have to noodle things out and end up hacking some things together. I cannot recommend Eric's parts enough, because they are of fantastic quality, and he does a really great job in ensuring that stuff fits as well. But He also understands that when you get your car with your motor, there may be some sort of small thing that needs to kind of be tweaked here and there. So it's just something to think about. I just wanted to show the radiator setup because it's not perfect, but it does work. And this is not necessarily a daily driver. As you can see, I've got stuff still piled up on top of here because I'm in the midst of working on a couple cars at once. But it will kind of give you some sort of an idea on what it is that you can expect. And I mean, while you would not want to take a large strike to the lower part of the bumper there, because the radiator is right there, that would suck massively. It is a relatively compact setup altogether, and I really cannot, overstate how nice it is to actually have a ton of space right here. It is so nice to have a ton of space. Now, if you're just super focused on that kind of stuff and you need more of an easy button, I would say go ahead and just LS swap, because there's more than enough LS parts out there. But I think I had said it once before in a previous video, it might have been a Q&A. I don't really have a whole lot of money at all in this car setup. So combined with the cost of the car itself, I have under $7,000. I've done all the work myself. Yeah, I'm not really where I would like to be yet, but that's what happens. That's reality. This is reality, guys. It's not just some Instagram posting fancy pictures and not noodling things out. Speaking of which, I can show you guys. This is what I mean by the issues with non-fuel safe paint. So these will be coming off during the winter time, since the car's not going to go anywhere, and they'll be getting powder coated. But just keep in mind, you will have to piece some things together. The CX Racing radiator does fit. It fits well. It's actually specifically listed for a 300ZX. If you have questions about how the brackets mount, I can actually do a little tutorial on that. But yeah, everything's pretty straightforward. And I will go ahead and conclude with, if you like this video and you continue watching them, looking for some updates, just make sure to subscribe. That's going to be the easiest way to kind of stay getting the constant updates. I know that they keep changing their algorithm, and I will continue trying to get out stuff as you guys have questions. But next time, I think we'll let you guys decide what it is that you'd like to talk about. Anyways, that's all for today. Have a great one.